Hey, so can you tell us about the recording studio here where copywritten music is recorded?
Yep. So we use this mostly for my band and then other songwriters that are in our church or in the community. And so yeah, we do like a lot of individual recording here. We track a lot in here. I can mix. I don't like to mix because it's really time consuming. I'll do it if they really want me to. I have another studio in Colorado that I work closely with, a really professional studio where they'll mix there. But we do a lot of tracking here. Yeah. Yep. I have a 40 channel Allen and Keith console. I use that because I like the sound of the preamps. They're really nice and warm. And so there's two ways to record. There's recording in the box and out of the box. In the box means it's a digital recording directly into the computer. It goes through this mixer. Out of the box is a recording that uses the preamps here and goes into the DAW. And they call actually that kind of recording is called hybrid recording. So a lot of studios are just going digital, but there are also a lot of studios that like the warmness that comes with an analog console. So that's what I've got.
Oh, so where's the 8-track reel to reel?
None of that. Do directly. I use their DAWs, which are different recording. Whatever people, some people use Cakewalk, some people use Pro Tools. I use Logic. A lot of songwriters use Logic. But what's great is I can send all these individual tracks out of Logic to the studio I work with in Colorado or other studios, and they'll record with Pro Tools.
So where would each player be, like the guitar, the drums, and how would they be
Well,
recorded
I mean, I
separately?
like sometimes I'll put drums in here. Sometimes I have it's full right now. I do have a talks room, but it's actually full of equipment. Um, I like to keep the or the guitarist and some of the singers actually right here with me, and yeah, when we're tracking out, and I usually can get a pretty good sound like that. You know, if I had the room to have individual rooms to be able to record like that, I definitely would. But this works too. Yeah.
Okay, so could I sit down there and then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, come on in. There's a mess in here.
Alrighty, so these are the VU meters.
Yep.
So
So basically, when I'm in the box, I'm usually I have usually about 8 to these channels here are all going into the computer, and then I'm actually mixing analog out of the box off of 1 through 24. If I'm going to use the console, if I'm not going to use the console, I'm going to go directly to the mixer behind and work with that within the DAW. Yeah.
alrighty, so what's that up on the back?
This is Logic. So like on this project right now, on the bottom is the actual tracking and all the edits that I'm doing, and on the top is the mixer. So there's actually right now I've only got highlighted like maybe 8 or 10 tracks, but there's actually probably 30 tracks or so with that song right there. Probably 10 of them, 12 of them are actually all drums. Yeah, individual drums.
And then these meters, like if they're recording drums, will they do them in stereo or mono?
Oh, definitely stereo. Definitely
So
stereo. But I'm going to do individual drums off of individual. Every drum, a bass drum, is on one track. Snare, there's actually two mics on one track. There's actually probably 2 or 3 mics that actually go on a kick drum. But yeah, eventually, after when it all gets mixed, all the drums are going to come out in stereo. So like if you're sitting in front, if you're listening to it with your headphones, and the drummer rolls across the toms, you'll hear that from your left all the way over to your right. And they'll pan the different drums in different places.
okay.
Yeah.
And now this board over here.
Right up top here. Yep.
This one is for what?
Well, a couple things. It does. That is all digital. So everything going in there is going to come out into my DAW directly. But what's awesome about that board too is I travel with that with my band, so I can record my band up to 20 tracks, individual tracks. I'll bring those in and then I'll download them into my DAW and start mixing from here. Something that we actually played out the night before.
Okay, now what are these down here?
These are basically this is an older recording unit back from the 80s. It was actually, I heard, that was old Tom Petty's old rig on the road. I don't use them anymore. They're obsolete, but I had left them in there because I'm just lazy. And I've got 2 new coming in.
And I'll show you that up close after we're done because you can't see it on the camera right now.
Yep.
So when they're recording, like so what will you do first? You'll do the drums first, then the guitars next?
Yeah, well, I'll record. I'll have the most of the band in here, and we'll track drums.
Hmm.
And then when I'm done with them, I'll have the. I'll spend time editing drums and making sure the drums are absolutely solid, that they're quantized and just perfect because they really need to be. And then the next thing is I'll bring the bass player in. He'll lay out bass tracks, and then we'll do usually guitars, rhythm guitars, then piano, and then lead guitars, and then we'll start doing vocals with lead vocals and background vocals.
And I'd like to dedicate this video to Adam the Woo because he likes movie recording studios, and we got the privilege to come into an audio recording studio, and they do copywritten music here, right?
Yeah, maybe if you want, you can put a link to a couple of the songs that I actually have online that we recorded
Okay.
here. If you want, people want to check out what it sounds like.
Alrighty, and
Yeah.
I'll put them on. So, peace. Thanks for watching. And I'll show you this down here. There's some guitars. Okay, what kind of guitar? Oh, that's a PV guitar
It's a
amp?
Viper. Yeah, I can record it with a microphone in here, or I can send it directly to my computer and actually access everything with my hands in here on the computer.
And that's from the 80s, the thing down here?
These 4 units?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, mid 90s.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So, yeah, when I'm working on doing some drums, actual real drums, and when we do those, they'll actually be in this room, which is my office, connected to the studio, but it's kind of perfect for it.
Alrighty. Thank you very much for the tour, and
Yeah.
peace.